Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. We hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Okay, I'm a bit distracted as there is so much to discuss and so much information off of Finextra. The Accenture, SAP, and R3 build currency token prototype for connecting RTGS to Corda blockchain. We're going to start off with that headline and dive in, and my apologies, it's going to be a little bit hectic for me. I hope this comes through clear on your side. When I saw this, I started thinking of all of the connections. I mean, if you've been in this space for a while, then this is going to make absolute perfect sense to you. If you're new, I apologize if I lose you, but basically, in my research over the past, let's say 4 years, I've found Ripple / XRP / Ripples / dive in from this group, from this currency, basically connect to anything and everything financial. Okay, so let's start here. Start off with Accenture. We have Accenture, Ripple, SAP, Swift join international blockchain group. We can dive into these another time, but just to get to a point, because there are a lot of points. Then you have Accenture. Directly on their website, you have the Ripple solution. And basically everyone who works with them loves them. This is going to be a connection further on. Ethereum dev firm Consensus, going back to working with Ripple, now a premier member of Hyperledger. We will come back to that. Okay, here we have Ripple, Consensus, and Hyperledger execs on blockchain trends. Again, connecting Ripple, Consensus, and Hyperledger once again. Why Saudi Arabia keeps partnering with blockchain startups. Going back to a Microsoft connection to Ripple, which we've discussed here on this channel, and Accenture. But then as we bring it down, the Saudi Ministry of Communications and Information Technology partnered with Consensus. Then as we scroll down a little bit more, you have a 3-day boot camp provided in-depth training on how to create a development environment and build decentralized applications. You might have noticed that this isn't the first time Saudi Arabia has gotten cozy with a blockchain startup. It recently also partnered with Ripple, the San Francisco-based fintech startup known for the XRP coin. The kingdom's de facto central bank teamed up with Ripple to pilot instant cross-border payments between banks in the region using the blockchain. Ripple said this would allow for faster, cheaper, and more transparent transactions. Then we have the Big Four firm KPMG partners with blockchain company GuardTime to develop tools for businesses, and then we're going to come back to that. And we have KPMG Future Bright for next generation payment solutions. Ripple, IBM, and 103 others join forces to promote blockchain in Europe. This will all make sense. No need to go into the stories at this point. The headlines are telling you everything that the story will as I use it to connect these. Then we have Cardano, IOTA, Ripple, and Consensus again in new European partnership. Then as we come back in, R3 connecting back. You obviously know the Corda payments app integrates with XRP. So then we have, pardon me, excuse me, SAP is testing XRP integrations as a non-Ripple blockchain chat. Tweet shares news. And then we have SAP and Ripple collaborate on cross-border payments trial using blockchain technology. And there's basically nowhere that you can turn. You're not finding them, which is excellent if you are an XRP holder or investor. Ripple and SAP collaborate on international settlements using the blockchain. Next, we come back up to Ripple becomes one of the latest partners. Since the first pool of partner organizations was announced in early 2016, Hyperledger, connecting it back again, has added more than 200 different partners to its consortium. Hyperledger's announcement of the addition of Ripple to its ranks also included notice of 13 other companies and organizations, which would join at the same time too. One of the other companies to join the project is CU Ledger, a different consortium in and of itself, a project which is backed by a group of credit unions. Then we have the among other immediate benefits to Ripple is the use of the Interledger protocol. So we have Hyperledger and ILP, the Interledger protocol. Ripple CTO at the time, Stefan Thomas, CTO current is David Schwartz, indicated that Ripple developers will be able to access ILP in Java for enterprise use. ILP was formerly only operable on JavaScript. However, thanks to a partnership in 2017 between Ripple and Japanese system integration outfit NTT Data. Okay, remember that NTT Data because we will come back to that. ILP is now operable with the with the Java language as well. Ripple and NTT Data rebranded the new version of the protocol as Hyperledger Quilt, which is important again. Remember NTT Data and Hyperledger Quilt. Submitting it back to the Hyperledger consortium. Thomas explains that the Hyperledger Quilt project connects Hyperledger blockchains with other ILP capable payment systems such as XRP Ledger, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Lightning, Litecoin, Mojoloop, and RippleNet, helping us to deliver on our vision for an internet of value where money moves as information does today. And that, again, is part of how, as it's stated, the Internet of Value can move anything using XRP over the ILP and the Hyperledger Quilt. You can move anything of value, any currency that you would like. The Hyperledger Consortium has many additional plans for the remainder of 2018. The collective plans to advance 3 open source blockchain platforms to production level, and it will also launch an enterprise blockchain tool designed to help the development of blockchain applications to be a more streamlined process. The immediate impact for cryptocurrency investors holding XRP tokens is a bit more difficult to surmise. Nonetheless, Ripple, the organization, remains committed to innovation and collaboration in the blockchain space. Another thing I would like to bring up with NTT Data, right off of the Avasant website. Excuse me, I apologize. Then we connect Avasant back to the NTT Data website. Avasant has recognized 16 top-tier providers supporting the enterprise adoption of blockchain. And as you look around, if you're able to view your screen, there is a diagram, and every single company on the screen you can connect back to Ripple. Let's take a random one off of there. We have YPro and R3, Bank of Thailand. YPro and R3 Bank of Thailand project Enthanon on YPro's website. Ripple is listed under partnership relationships. Pull another one off of there. Right off of Hodar's xrpchat.com, we have let's see, how do we see? UST Global claims they can implement an end-to-end Ripple payment solution. Off another one on there, we have Capgemini Blockchain Tech can transform global financial network. Right off of Ripple.com Insights. Let's pull another one off of there. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky and a little bit exciting. If I don't lose you here. 3 key takeaways from the Capgemini World Payments Report. I'll try to scroll back down if I don't. Try not to lose my spot. If you're looking at the screen, I apologize. I'm bouncing this around so much here. Let me find it. Okay, here we have it. Okay, the collaboration will enable off of underneath the interoperability. And as we know, interoperability, again, off of the Ripple Insights page. Collaboration will enable not only greater overall efficiency, but also a key strategy for banks to gain advantage in transaction services. During the first boom of e-commerce, banks forfeited much of the transaction and payment space to upstarts payment service providers, the PSPs, like PayPal and WorldPay. On this channel, we've already connected PayPal to XRP and Ripple. Okay, from here, we're going to let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Here we have the mention of WorldPay. PayPal, obviously, they're already working together. Again, re-mentioning, as we just found previous before this page, Capgemini, which we've brought up again. Let's go from there. Amazon's new partnership, and if you're on this channel, you already know we've connected Amazon to Ripple and XRP. Amazon's new partnership with Ripple will expand merchant opportunities. Amazon Pay is a very popular and widely used online payment method worldwide. Many retailers and online retailers have chosen Amazon Pay. Again, we've also connected Amazon Pay back to Ripple XRP as the payment method, and the latest partnership could significantly expand merchant opportunities. From now on, all WorldPay retailers will be able to use the Amazon Pay. And who did we find WorldPay? Let's keep going. Service to further improve their customers' online checkout process. This collaboration marks a milestone for the industry as it makes WorldPay the first payment processor to fully capitalize on Amazon Pay for its merchants. Patrick Gauthier, Amazon Pay's vice president, says it's a serious step forward. Your payment service is now available to a much wider circle of new merchants. Gauthier explained that this step brings a big advantage for traders, as Amazon Pay will make it easier for them to interact with buyers. He also added that this partnership could become a starting point for further innovation in this area. I'm going to widen the screen a little bit to make it easier if you're following me on a mobile phone. The new partnership with WorldPay has caught the attention of many Ripple fans. The XRP Army expects Amazon to move one step closer to implementing XRP or one of its systems. Indeed, WorldPay was recently acquired by the U.S. fintech company Fidelity National Information Services, FIS. FIS is also a partner of Ripple Labs, and again, as we've said, we have already connected them in previous videos to Amazon. So FIS is also a partner of Ripple Labs and has already worked with Ripple prior to the acquisition of WorldPay. Since WorldPay is now working with Amazon Pay, it could be an indirect move from Amazon towards Ripple. But that's not the first indirect sign that Ripple is getting closer to Amazon. Earlier, it became known that Amazon cooperates with Axis, and Axis is an Indian bank that is a participant of Ripple's network. So anywhere you turn, you find another connection that leads back somewhere else, comes back to Ripple and XRP. And we're going to go back to the very beginning again of this entire video. Accenture, if you're watching the screen, I'm going to widen that a bit just in case you're on a mobile phone, so it'll be much easier to follow. Accenture, SAP and R3 build currency token prototype for connecting RTGS to Corda blockchain. And as you know, if you've been in the space, Corda uses XRP. Accenture, the New York Stock Exchange, ACN, SAP SE, the New York Stock Exchange, SAP, and R3 are collaborating and co-innovating to build a real-time gross settlement system that will enable faster, more efficient, reliable, and secure payments between banks and customers. With real-time gross settlement, or RTGS, as it's known, systems, electronic funds transfers between banks occur in real time and settle on a one-to-one basis. This process is often used for high-value transactions that require immediate clearing and are typically handled by central banks. The payment platform plans to allow for integration and interoperability between distributed ledger technology, DLT, based and classic government issued payments and settlements. The co-innovative prototype design uses currency tokens to facilitate end-to-end settlement. Currency tokens are used in preference to digital currencies in this design because they serve as a proxy for standard central bank fiat currency and use cryptography to increase security and authenticity. The prototype provides the flexibility that is essential to adopting and integrating new payment technologies, while allowing banks to maintain their current payment formats. Because the current payment settlement infrastructure is highly complex and fragmented, RTGS systems that leverage DLT and cryptographically secure tokenized payments can help central banks improve efficiency and security, said John Villasarios, a managing director and global blockchain technology lead at Accenture. The RTGS prototype, designed in collaboration with SAP and R3, demonstrates the next stage of efficiency in payment systems and ultimately paves the way to linking to tokenized assets like equities. It paves the way to linking to tokenized assets like equities to create an increasingly integrated and seamless financial services ecosystem. The prototype uses the SAP Payment Engine application, which serves as the central hub for payment initiation, processing, clearing, and settlement, and integrates with R3's Corda platform to enable interactions with RTGS systems, delivering nearly seamless interoperability between conventional and token-based payments. Leveraging Accenture's experience in central bank clearing and settlement and blockchain capabilities, the prototype will enable peer-to-peer payments between banks that have adopted DLT, as well as those that have not. As market participants accelerate their use and acceptance of digital payments, payment providers and banks need to adapt quickly and prepare for these new forms of payments, said Falk Riker, global head of IBU banking at SAP. The RTGS platform is designed to enable banks and payment providers to easily adopt and integrate DLT-based payments on their existing platforms, helping banks to safeguard as well as augment the value of their investments. As digital currencies gather momentum, the need for interoperability between conventional and token-based systems is key in meeting the promises of tokenization, said Kathy Mentor, the Chief Revenue Officer at R3. Corda was designed to execute transactions seamlessly from the outset, with the highest levels of certainty and security through our relationship with Accenture and SAP. R3 is collaborating with two of the tech industry's major players to provide a real-time gross settlement token-based exchange. The end result is nearly instantaneous settlements, which will reduce friction throughout the transaction chain. Corda enables businesses to transact directly and in strict privacy using smart contracts, reducing transaction and record-keeping costs, and streamlining business operations. So now that I've kind of let you into my mind and my thoughts, as you can see that I felt this was very exciting and very important and a pretty big deal. I think once you realize all the connections behind this, and we know that we're trying to make, not we as in you and I, we're investors, but the company, Ripple, I think we take a lot of pride in saying we as in the company, but as what Ripple is doing with XRP, making it a bridge asset and a global asset, it's exciting for me to see this also and share with you my thoughts on this actually becoming also a bigger base on the currency side. This opens up a lot more doors, a lot more opportunities than just building the bridge asset for remittance. I hope I have made this clear and comprehensible here. I was bouncing around so much and I had so much information. It's hard not to share that for someone to build up their confidence, or for someone who may doubt or dispute. When you find all the connections, I mean, I believe I have, I don't even know, 15, 20 links open, and I had to minimize to those. It was very difficult to bring it down because as I keep going, I have so much information on Ripple and XRP. It's hard to limit it down because there's so much more that I could expand on this. It's a very exciting thing. The reason I wanted to share this and I felt the urgency to share this is because there are a lot of people who are disappointed, depressed, angry, probably a few other options in that area. I just wanted to say, hold on to your investment. If you're not over invested, it shouldn't be a lot of stress on you. If you are investing, be cautious with that. Don't overinvest. Don't get caught up in all the FOMO. Yes, this is a huge deal, but your current life, stay focused on that and responsible. But if you are an investor and you are being responsible with this, and you're one of the people who are frustrated or angry or disappointed, just relax. Keep it locked up in your cold storage. Step away. Come back in a few weeks. Come back in a few months. Come back at New Year. And I'm pretty confident you're going to see a significant difference of all of the volume that XRP has begun increasing since they've begun holding it accountable for volume. And I believe on the coin fair volume, something, I'm blanking on the website at this moment. If you check that, I believe that's probably a lot more accurate. And even if nothing else, I believe it's a little bit low, in my opinion, as well, for the pricing of XRP. But I'm pulling it up as we're looking. It's the coinfairvalue.com. If you have or have not seen it, earlier this morning it was 118.6. The current fair value at this very moment for XRP is 1.312. It's already increased significantly since this morning at $1.31. I believe everyone would be excited. And at some point, the speculative pricing that everyone knows as of today and purchase theirs as of today, this is going to have the switch flipped over to actual volume, to price, and to value. And on the current coinfairvalue.com, the price of XRP fair value would be $1.31. All right, I hope you're having a great night. I'm sorry if I rambled on or got sidetracked. It's really difficult to stay focused knowing so much partnerships and so much behind the scene which is not available or is not very easily accessible to share. But believe me, by next year, you're going to significantly see a huge impact on the price. And again, on our pricing here, we're under the 4-year cycle, knowing that the next major bull run peak would be 2021, then the full maturity at 2025, and followed up by 2029. So stay calm, stay happy, enjoy your Thanksgiving. Wishing all of you the best of holidays. This is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only. I'm wishing you the best. Till the next one.